Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be putting a radio in the Scion. I'm going to use a $40 Amazon radio. It's not something I usually do, but since it's a temporary daily, I figured why not give it a shot. Here's everything that came with the radio. For some reason they gave me some electrical tape, a few screws, the wiring harness for the power and speakers, the radio came with a backup camera, wiring harness, plastic pry tool, some angle mounting brackets, and a trim ring. I additionally ordered some wiring harness adapters to put it in the car in case I ever want to put the stock radio back in. And the tools that I'm going to use are a soldering iron, some solder, some heat shrink, and a Phillips screwdriver to put the radio in the car, I believe. I'm going to put you on the tripod while I solder the connections up, and then we'll get it in the car. Now that the wiring is done, or at least the soldering part of the wiring, and I didn't video depinning a few wires that I'm not going to be using. Shrink the heat shrink. You can use a heat gun. I just happen to have a lighter. Hopefully I remembered to put heat shrink on all of them. Looks like I did. And this is just going to keep the wires from touching behind the radio. That way I don't end up with a short circuit. Alright, let's get this in the car. The little tool that was included came in handy. Let's see. cool. Paper clip, 27 cents. Okay. Just a couple plugs on the back of that to unplug. What a massive radio. Let's see if it works. Well, that's a good sign. Alright, it works. Let's get it permanently mounted in there and button everything back up, I guess. Looks like I might have to modify this a little bit. Where the bolt holes are on the radio and the bolt holes where this is supposed to go will not match up. I guess that slightly explains why the radio harness came with these little guys. But I'm going to have to jigsaw this together to figure out exactly what do I need to do to put a radio in this car. After some fiddling with the factory brackets, cutting and fitting and putting everything together and taking it apart, I've probably spent an hour and a half getting the radio to fit in the dash where the dash actually fits properly. I would not recommend installing one of these cheap radios without proper bracketry, because fiddling with it, I've wasted the majority of an afternoon. And to take the protective tape off. That means I'm done, fellas. At least for now. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'm going to show you all the tools that I ended up using, not just the ones that I anticipated using. So here we go. I had a couple pair of vice grips, some side cutters, some tin snips, Phillips screwdriver, a pick to depin the extra wires here. I had a rotary Dremel type tool, a 7/16 drill bit, and a drill. And I didn't use a few screws, the L brackets that it came with, the electrical tape, the screws that they supplied. I'm not hooking up the backup camera just yet. I didn't use the trim ring because it didn't fit. And the stock radio is left over there. I had a tape measure just to kind of get an idea of where I wanted to place things. And if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and I'll show you some more later.